Before you get too involved in designing and building your project, it's very important to specify some hardware settings for your project. The main hardware settings can be found and edited either from the Devices tab of the Structure panel or by going to Edit, Preferences, and then editing the hardware settings under the Devices section. First, Experiment Builder needs to know the type of eye tracker you're using, so you need to specify the eye tracker type and usage. These settings can be made in the iLink section of Devices. If you're using the iLink 1 or 2, you just need to choose your eye tracker type from the tracker version drop-down window. If you're using the iLink 1000, then you should additionally specify the camera mount, tower, desktop, arm, or long range. If you're using the desktop mount, then you need to additionally specify whether the illuminator on your mount is to the right of the camera or to the left of the camera. Then, for the desktop, arm, and long range mounts, you need to specify the mount usage. Head stabilized chin rest mode versus remote head free mode, and monocular versus binocular tracking. The iLink 1000 Plus settings are similar to those of the iLink 1000, but you don't have to specify which side the illuminator is on for the desktop mount, and you additionally have the binocular options for remote head-free mode. Next, and importantly, the positioning of stimuli in Experiment Builder is based on pixel coordinates, so you'll need to make sure that you're setting your display values correctly. When you run an Experiment Builder project, it will temporarily change your monitor's resolution and refresh rate based on the display settings of your project. After the project finishes running, your monitor will go back to the resolution that it had been previously set to. It's a good idea to use the native resolution of monitors, as that will most likely maximize the monitor's timing performance. Also, for things like gaze contingent studies, you'll want to make sure that you set your refresh rate to be as high as your monitor can go. In this case, it's just a simple picture study, so using 60 Hz and the native resolution of the monitor I'm using should be fine. You'll want to make sure to build your project so that you're maintaining similar luminance levels from calibration to drift checking or drift correcting to the presentation of experimental stimuli. Otherwise, the pupil could change by an excessive amount, which could disrupt the accuracy of the calibration. This experiment presents images, so I've set it up so that the backgrounds for everything are gray. This way the pupil won't change size drastically from calibration to stimulus presentation. If you choose the background color of display screen, camera setup, and drift correct nodes in preferences before adding these nodes in the graph editor, then they'll already be configured with the desired background when you later do add these nodes to build your project. Finally, if you're using audio or any other devices, you'll want to check and edit their settings as well. This project doesn't use any audio, so I'm not going to worry about it. If you want to save your project settings as defaults, then you can do that through the Preferences dialog as well.